We had a trade in the NFL, and it wasn't for a player. The Broncos agreed to send a 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 second-rounder to the Saints for the rights to hire Sean Payton as their next head coach. Payton already sounds like a big fan of Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson, telling NOLA.com, quote, Russell's a hard worker and has played at a high level and won a lot of games in this league. I'm excited about him. The Texans also found their new head coach, and he's a familiar face, DeMeco Ryans. The now former Niners defensive coordinator played linebacker for the Texans for 6 seasons, going to the Pro Bowl twice. Under Ryans, the Niners had the top-ranked defense in the league. San Francisco moving quickly to try and replace Ryans. They requested an interview with former Panthers interim head coach Steve Wilks for their D coordinator job. Wilks went 6-6 after Carolina fired Matt Rule following a 1-4 start. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Well, it is a Wednesday, first day of February 2023, and we are the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, Carroll. Hard to get that.
A little bit of a sprinkle overnight.
You couldn't have sworn it by me.
Okay. Anyway, no harm, no foul.
That's right. Some of the birds flew over, but I didn't see any rain. I didn't do it.
And let's look back in history. It seems like it was yesterday, or maybe 30 years ago. On this date in 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a public health emergency of international concern. Yeah, doesn't that seem like that was forever ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, methinks they pretty much have a handle on it by now.
You think?
Maybe.
You think?
Yeah. Okay, and we'll update the number of active cases coming up. So
is because you had your shoes off right now? That was the telltale sign then.
Yeah,
when it gets over 10,
we'll get to it. Oh, in the news, the vast majority of millennials and Gen Zers get financial advice from social media. Nearly 80% of respondents said they've gotten advice about finances on social media before. Millennials tend to get financial information on Reddit, while Gen Z favors YouTube. So, in other words, we're doomed. Are you ready for birthdays?
We've got some birthdays.
Okay. How about our big shot birthdays?
Let's go.
Actor, comedian Garrett Morris, 86. Mike Campbell plays guitar with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. He's 73. Actor, writer, producer Billy Mumy. He was the little kid on Lost in Space on TV. He's 69.
I think he's
Actor
still lost.
Linus Roach, 59. Actor Sherilyn Fenn, 58. It says here comedian Pauly Shore. I would not put him in the category of comedian. You got to be funny, right? He's 55. Actor Brian Krause, 54. Actor Michael C. Hall is 52. Musician Jason Isbell, 44. Actor, singer Heather Morris from Glee is 36. And singer Harry Styles is 29. Local birthdays coming up. Reading is fun, and KXO has fun books to give away. These books are from the National Geographic Kids Series. Listen to AM 1230 and win a book for the kids. Just joking. 300 hilarious jokes about everything. Can't get enough space stuff, fun facts, and awesome information. It's a numbers game, football, the math behind football, and more. Weird but true. Incredible facts, awesome photos, and more. KXO AM 1230 will give away one of these books to lucky listeners who are the 10th caller at 760-352-1230. Listen for Marion the librarian to say,
"Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Thanks."
And be caller number 10 to win. That number again, 760-352-1230. Keep listening and win on KXO AM 1230. We have happy birthday wishes today for Claudia Luz Valdez, Alfonso Ochoa, Nicole Santillan, Justin Ortega, Marie Alvarez, Elizabeth Silva, Severo Cardenas, Ricardo Solario, Maribel Leyva, Joseph Medina, Diane Goff, Andres Gonzalez, Raquel Evangelist, Tavo Alvarez, Benny Benavides, Juanita Alvarez, Carl Chick, Maggie Hart Hernandez, Mary Lou Lemus, Sabra Everhard, Santos Verdugo, Teresa Saldivar, Leslie Mendoza, Brenda Martinez, Star Valentine Espinosa. Happy birthday from KXO. Okay, let's look back in history again. On this date in 1964, Indiana Governor Matthew Welsh called for a ban on the Kingsmen song Louie, Louie, saying the lyrics were, and I quote, pornographic. Who could understand? The governor, I understand, passed away years later after hearing some of the lyrics in current rap music, right?
I missed that one. I was out somewhere.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Anyway, the lyrics to Louie, Louie, unintelligible, but not pornographic.
No, but that's how they sold those records.
Yes. One of the best party songs ever, right?
Louie, 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 yes.
Yep. You started playing that. Did you play that with Groovy?
It was a required course.
Okay. And of course, you know, that, like I said, one of the number one party songs of all time.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Yep.
I'd say it's down in the 50 or less category. Maybe even less than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was, like you said, that was a party song. There was all kinds of stunts to try to slow it down, try to get the words. And
if you play it backwards, it works.
Yeah, there was that one too. It sounded better backwards.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe it was on key.
Could have been, or padlock. I'm not sure,
yes.
But one or the other.
Okay. Are you ready for news?
We've got some.
We do. And today we actually have California news headlines, too.
Time for a big celebration.
Yes. Well, Skyview Satellite, the folks that distribute our CBS, our California news, and other things, they got hit with a major ransomware attack, and they're still trying to piece things together.
Ooh.
So, anyway, we're going to jump in with a look at World and California news headlines brought to you this morning by your friends in the business, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock, your year-round comfort specialist.
Home in Delaware for possible classified documents. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
It's now the third location tied to the president to be searched by the FBI, and it follows a search the president's lawyers say they conducted of Mr. Biden's Rehoboth home on January 11th. They said that search had turned up nothing. The lead personal attorney for the president says this search in Rehoboth was a planned one, conducted with the full support of Mr. Biden's legal team.
This is Special Counsel Robert Hur's first day on the job with the Department of Justice. He was appointed to look into the Biden documents investigation. A new DOJ website is dedicated to his work. Previous searches at Mr. Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware, and one at an office he used after his vice presidency at the Penn Biden Center think tank in Washington all turned up documents marked classified. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. A police officer shot to death in Selma in Fresno County, gunned down by a suspect after police say the officer was flagged down by someone reporting a suspicious person.
As our officer exited his patrol vehicle and made contact with the suspect shot him several times. And then fled the area.
Police Chief Rudy Alcaraz says the suspect was taken into custody. The officer died at the hospital. The suspect reportedly with a long criminal history. The deadline has come and gone for a number of western states to figure out a conservation plan for the Colorado River. 7 states had until yesterday to come up with a solution. 6 of them instead came up with a last-minute proposal on water cuts, while California wasn't part of the conversation. Plan sent to the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation. LA City Council proposing a $10 million relief program for landlords, proposed by 5 council members. It would provide direct payments to landlords who've been waiting for rent payments from tenants since the beginning of the pandemic. Warming up a bit across the state, another storm system moving into Northern California by Friday. Jeff Scott, California News.
And World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal for repair, for replacement, for maintenance. You call the experts, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
This week, your neighborhood grocery outlet has a great deal on chicken that you won't want to miss. Stop by for Sanderson Farms boneless, skinless chicken breast fillets. Family packs are just $1.99 a pound. That's a savings of up to 60% versus traditional grocery stores. Also, try an on-the-go snack with Nature Valley granola bars. 12-count assorted varieties are just $2.99, a savings of up to 67%. Offers good through February 7th.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
It's page 1 of the local news. A service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations in the valley. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Well, the number of COVID-19 cases in the valley is stable. George Gale found this story.
According to the latest numbers from the Imperial County Public Health Department, there are now 121 active cases of the virus in the county. That is up slightly from the 118 reported last Thursday. A number of deaths remain at 970. For more information on these and other local news stories, go to the KXO website. Reporting for KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A very successful Gymkhana. It was held over this past weekend. It was hosted by the Barberworth Brigadettes. They said it was a very successful event. 32 participants enjoyed games on horses. The definition of a Gymkhana at the Cattle Call Arena on Saturday. The Gymkhana was sponsored by the Barberworth Brigadettes, a women's riding club which promises or promotes, and it promises too, to satisfy an interest in horses, riding, and the Western way of life. Established in 1940, the club continues a long tradition of trail riding, sponsoring gymkhanas, horse shows, and parade participation. The Gymkhana events include the Keyhole Race, Washington Poles, Flag Race, Barrel Race, Fox and Hound, Ribbon Race, Apple Race, and not to be left out, a goat tying event. KXO News Time. Well, yeah, something like that. KXO News Time 742.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers are here for you. Lube, oil, and filter change, alignments, brakes, batteries, tune-ups, and so much more. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. And now, Quick Lane has 3 locations in the Valley. In the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, at El Centro Motors, and now at the Imperial Valley Mall. Quick Lane, ready to serve.
Continuing with more local news, severe drought on the Colorado River. George Gale filed this story.
7 basin states rely on the Colorado for their water supply. 6 of those states have agreed on a model to dramatically cut water use in the basin. California, with the largest allocation of water from the river, is the lone holdout. Mexico, who is a recipient of the Colorado River water but not a member of the 7 basin states, has not signed on to the agreement as well. California officials say they will be releasing their own plan. The Bureau of Reclamation had called on the 7 basin states to propose ways to conserve 2 to 4 million acre feet of water by mid-August. That deadline came and went. They regrouped to reach a consensus by the end of January to fold into a larger proposal Reclamation has in the works. The 6 basin states sent a letter to Reclamation on Monday outlining an alternative that builds on existing guidelines, deepened water cuts, and factors in water that is lost through evaporation and transportation. Model creates more of a protective buffer for Lake Mead and Lake Powell. J.B. Hamby, IID Director and Chair of the Colorado River Board of California, says California will submit a model of water reductions in the basin that is practical, based on voluntary action, and aligns with the law governing the river and the hierarchy of water rights. No action is planned right now, but not reaching a consensus of the 7 basin states carries a risk of having the federal government alone determine how to eventually impose cuts. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And that concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
And it's page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, with 3 locations in the Valley, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and at El Centro Motors. Don't forget about their mobile service, no extra charge. They come to you. I don't mean to rush you, but Valentine's Day will be here before you know it. Yes, the Peanut Patch is ready for you and your Valentine. The Peanut Patch in Yuma, a great place to visit. For that matter, they offer tours every Tuesday and Friday. The Peanut Patch in Yuma, homemade chocolates, fresh English toffee. How about pecan turtles made from scratch? You'll love their yogurt-covered peanuts, raisins, and almonds. The Peanut Patch. Now, if you want to visit the Peanut Patch, schedule a tour. Find them on the World Wide Web at thepeanutpatch.com. You'll also get directions. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. They're going to make your Valentine shopping so much easier, and they're going to make your Valentine very, very happy. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. Page 2 of the local news and the weather, brought to you by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991.
Continuing with more local news this morning, Mana of Imperial Valley has recently received a grant. Here's more on that story.
BHE Renewables has awarded Mana a $5,000 grant. The funds go towards Mana's scholarship program. Program supports and recognizes outstanding students who are committed to furthering their education. Mana begins accepting scholarship applications today. High school seniors, Imperial Valley College EOP students, and Imperial Valley College nursing students are invited to submit an application. Applications can be downloaded at the Mana the Imperial Valley website. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
The annual Star Wars Day is this Saturday. It'll be held at the Buttercup Ranger Station. The event starts at 12 noon. To get to the ranger station, take Interstate 8 to the Gordon's Well exit and follow the signs. The day marks anniversary of the filming of a portion of the Return of the Jedi Star Wars movie. There will be tours of Tattoo 9 and other activities. Special guest Star War artist Lee Causey and Stephen Castellano, who plays a Gammarine guard. Carroll, are those ring bell to you? I'm not a Star Wars.
I'm not especially big on Star Wars either, other than I love the Wookiees.
Yeah, Wookiees? Okay. Well, we have a really good friend who's a Star War, what do you want to say, Star War-like guy. Heads this way from Yuma, I've heard on occasion. Anyway, there will be questions and answers. There will be a session before viewing Return of the Jedi at 5 p.m. For more information, go to isdradesertdays.com. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom appoints a person that we know in Imperial Valley. It's Manuel Perez. Here's more in the story.
V. Manuel Perez was appointed to the California Air Resources Board. Perez, a Coachella resident, currently serves on the Riverside County Board of Supervisors. From 2008 through 2013, he served in the California State Assembly representing Coachella and Imperial Valleys. The 50-year-old Perez is a Democrat. The appointment requires Senate confirmation. There is no compensation for this position. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
My name is Sarah Griffin, and I'm the Executive Director of the Imperial Valley Food Bank. Food has the power to fuel communities, especially for those struggling to find their next meal. As a monthly donor, you can help the Imperial Valley Food Bank purchase food in bulk to meet the growing needs of the more than 25,000 people we serve each month at over 30 locations. Even small monthly gifts can go a long way in helping fight against hunger and food insecurity in the Imperial Valley. Please consider giving monthly by donating online at www.ivfoodbank.org.
Here's Carol Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says high pressure will build into the region the remainder of the week, yielding tranquil weather and temperatures warming to slightly above normal levels. A passing weather disturbance early next week will result in cooling conditions and locally breezy weather, but little other impacts on the area. 59, the high in the valley yesterday, 45, the overnight low, a trace amount of precipitation overnight. Today will be sunny with a high near 67, west-northwest wind about 10 miles an hour, then becoming north. Clear tonight with a low around 41, west wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming east-southeast. Thursday will be sunny with a high near 70, south wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north in the afternoon. We have 46 degrees downtown El Centro, 76% relative humidity. Wind out of the west-northwest, 5 to 7 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news and weather brought to you by Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground, covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
It's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Tom Brady says he's retiring for good. From football, ending a storied 23-year NFL career. The guy won 7 Super Bowls, set numerous records. Is he the greatest of all time? Well, that's open for debate. He's retiring. Making the big bucks in the NFL would have interfered with his Social Security. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos agreed to a trade with the New Orleans Saints, and they get Sean Payton as their head coach. The Saints will receive the Broncos' 2023 first-round pick, 2024 second-round pick, and the Saints' 2024 third-round selection will go to the Broncos. And the Houston Texans have hired San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans as their new head coach.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
NBA action, the Lakers beat the Knicks 129-123. The Heat got by the Cavaliers 197. Clippers dumped the Bulls 108-103. Bucks beat the Hornets 124-115. And the Nuggets over the Pelicans 122-113. In small ball, all-star pitcher Tony Gonsolin and the Los Angeles Dodgers have agreed on a $6.65 million two-year contract. That means they're avoiding arbitration. Gonsolin gets $3.25 million this year, $3.4 million in 2024. My San Diego State Aztecs basketball team popped back up into the AP top 25 and then lose to Nevada. Oh, come on, guys. 75-66, Nevada topped the Aztecs last night. Don't forget, Super Bowl 57, Sunday, February 12th on AM 1230. The Eagles, the Chiefs, we've got game right here.
Let's talk about it. Bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to KXO AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to kxoradio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of KXO AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
By the way, did I tell you Sports Time was brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District? Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers. And we're going to go right into financial news and weather, brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. Well, the Federal Reserve is widely expected to raise rates by 0.25 percentage point at the conclusion of its two-day Open Markets Committee meeting. That would mark the smallest rate hike since March of 2022. Since then, the Fed has raised by 0.5 point twice and a historically high 0.75 point 4 times to combat inflation. Stocks down as markets tend to move dramatically as Powell speaks, with investors cleaving to every word for hints about the health of the U.S. economy and future rates. Rate hikes can eat into corporate profits, making stock prices less valuable. Right now, the Dow off 375 points at 33,708. The S&P 500 down 24 at 4,052. And the NASDAQ off 58 points at 11,526. Gold up 90 cents an ounce, oil down 28 cents a barrel. Meanwhile, Bed Bath & Beyond is closing another 87 stores as the struggling retailer barrels toward bankruptcy. The closing stores are in addition to the 150 closures Bed Bath & Beyond announced last August. Included in the new list is 5 Best Buy Baby locations and all 49 remaining Harmon face value stores, which once sold cosmetics. As we continue to work with our advisors to consider multiple paths, we are implementing actions to manage our business as efficiently as possible, said a Bed Bath & Beyond spokesperson. The store fleet reduction expands the company's ongoing closure program. Last week, the company warned in a regulatory filing that it received a notice of default from its lender, J.P. Morgan Chase. Coming up, we'll take a look at weather for you. It's heading your way.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 67. West-northwest wind about 10 miles an hour, then turning out of the north. Clear tonight with a low around 41. West wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming east-southeast. Thursday, sunny with a high near 70. South wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north in the afternoon. We are holding at 47 degrees, 68% relative humidity. Right now, the wind is calm. Your border wait, it's about an hour and 45 minutes downtown Calexico, 10 minutes entry, an hour at the pedestrian gate. Eastport, it's about an hour there, 10 minutes entry, 30 minutes at the ready lane. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security Services. They offer 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
They have great weekday specials.
I like the friendly environment, the friendly staff, the cold beer, and the best wings in town.
Burgers and Beer, what I like about Burgers and Beer, the menu, everything on the menu is great. I'm working my way through the menu. My favorite thing right now is the grilled tuna chipotle sandwich. That's what I had yesterday, and it was delicious.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
The best oldies on the radio. Central on AM 1230 KXO.
This is CBS News on the hour.
I'm Steve Kathan. Federal agents are now searching President Biden's home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. CBS's Stephen Portnoy says it's part of the investigation into his handling of documents marked classified.
It's now the third location tied to the president to be searched by the FBI, and it follows a search the president's lawyers say they conducted of Mr. Biden's Rehoboth home on January 11th. They said that search had turned up nothing. The lead personal attorney for the president says this search in Rehoboth was a planned one, conducted with the full support of Mr. Biden's legal team.
Football great Tom Brady says on Twitter he's retiring from the sport, and this time he says it's for good.
You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much to every single one of you for supporting me.
Brady, who's 45, announced a retirement last year that only lasted a matter of days. CBS Sports NFL writer Tyler Sullivan.
It does feel like we're kind of seeing the same story play out here, but I do believe, unlike what we saw a year ago, this is it for Tom Brady. He said he is retiring for good.
Brady is a 7-time Super Bowl champion and was league MVP 3 times. Still a slippery mess in parts of the South. It's been another day with more than 1,000 flight cancellations. Michael Peters is with the Texas Transportation Department.
If you can avoid or delay travel, please do so. If you must go out, drive to the conditions.
The weather has delayed the funeral for Tyree Nichols in Memphis. As CBS's Elise Preston tells us, his death has touched off a loud outcry for action.
Justice for Tyree.
Tyree Nichols' parents were joined by the Reverend Al Sharpton yesterday in a plea for justice and answers.
What were they enforcing? And an even better question, what did they stop him for?
It came amid revelations that 4 of the 5 former Memphis police officers facing murder charges for Nichols' death had previous reprimands and suspensions.
Overseas, the biggest day of strikes in a decade in Great Britain, causing problems at schools, airports, and train stations. Nurses and ambulance workers plan to walk out later on this month. Sheryl Crow is on this year's list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, along with Cyndi Lauper, Soundgarden, Missy Elliott, Kate Bush, Iron Maiden, and Willie Nelson.
On the road again.
Also among those nominated, the late George Michael and Warren Zevon. Inductees will be announced in May. Dr. Phil says he's stopping production of his daytime TV show this spring. He'll turn his attention to a new primetime offering planned for next year. Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 352 points. The S&P is down 24. This is CBS News.
Reading is fun,
America.
and KXO has fun books to give away. These books are from the National Geographic Kids Series. Listen to AM 1230 and win a book for the kids. Just joking. 300 hilarious jokes about everything. Can't get enough space stuff, fun facts, and awesome information. It's a numbers game, football, the math behind football, and more. Weird but true. Incredible facts, awesome photos, and more. KXO AM 1230 will give away one of these books to lucky listeners who are the 10th caller at 760-352-1230. Listen for Marion the librarian to say,
"Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Thanks."
And be caller number 10 to win. That number again, 760-352-1230. Keep listening and win on KXO
Comet
AM
is not a
1230.
superhero. It's an outer space chunk that scientists are watching.
For the first time since the Stone Age, a green comet will pass by Earth tonight. Jake Foster is an astronomer at Britain's Royal Observatory.
We're certainly not in any danger at all, but we are just close enough that we can get a quite nice view of it.
The comet will come within 26 million miles of us and may not be back for millions of years. It looks green because of the way its chemical composition reacts to sunlight. NASA says it was discovered less than a year ago. The agency's hoping it'll provide clues about how the solar system formed. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
In Portsmouth, Virginia, a girls' high school basketball team has forfeited its season after it was learned an assistant coach for the team suited up and played in a game. That assistant and the head coach now no longer work for the school district. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
You've got Carroll Buckley with the best oldies on the radio.
1230